Hi, today I'm going to be playing Flyout. I'm going to show you the creation of this crazy plane. Stay tuned to the end because then you'll be able to see what's behind this crazy blur. And just a quick thing is that this plane is super maneuverable, super fast, and it has a lot of abilities. It's very, very cool. So stay tuned till the very end. Here I am in the building stages. So first up, I'm making a cockpit of this plane. So I'm going to tell you a bit about this plane that I've made. It has it has really 4 hard planes on the wings, and these wings can carry these hard planes. The way I have it set up is where they carry 2 air-to-ground missiles and 2 drop tanks. So this means that so it could drop fuel when each tank is out of fuel, and then we'll still have the internal fuel tank. Now in the footage you can see that I'm making the engine and making sure that the fuselage will fit into the engine. Now this plane is very maneuverable, and the way I made this happen was using canards. So canards are kind of like, they're basically front control surfaces. So you're seeing I'm making a motor on the front for a control surface motor. So in the back, I am making the elevator, and that's pretty common on planes. That's on most planes that aren't delta wing, like how the Avro Air was in the previous video. If you didn't watch that video, go check that out. Now you can see that I'm adding gears, but basically all about the canards is that they allow more maneuverability, and the reason for this is because you're making it you're able to control more parts of the plane. So instead of just moving the back down when you're trying to pitch up, you're moving the front up and moving the back down, meaning that you can move faster. So you can see here I'm testing it out, and then I remember I didn't add a rudder. The rudder basically makes it so that a plane won't turn left to right without your choice. Like, you don't want it to move left to right, it won't move to left to right if you do that. Now you can see I'm editing how the canards work, and I'm adding thrust vectoring engines. Now what thrust vectoring engines do is that they also add more maneuverability, because it basically, instead of just having the wings move and using air, you're also making the thrust of the engine turn. So you're kind of moving the entire direction the plane is moving. Like you're changing it. So basically this is just, all of these things are making it so that the plane is able to go faster and turn faster, rotate better, and it's just much more better. It's just better in almost every way. Unless you want to be high accuracy from very, very far away, then it's really good. Now you can see earlier I added 2 people in the cockpit, and the reason for this was because I think it was just cool. I mean, there's no really particular reason for that. It's just I wanted it so there's more people in there, and it's just kind of safer. As in, like, if one person passes out for any reason, the next person will be able to take control. And then also you can see that I'm editing the fly-by-wire. Basically a fly-by-wire, as far as I understand, is the control of the plane. Like, it's the computer inside of the plane. So I don't know if you know about the crashes with the Boeing 737, but the reason that happened was because of the flight computer. Instead of the engineers at Boeing making it so that the plane would actually be better and always stay stable, they made it so that it would tilt it down. Now this was in bad implementation of fly-by-wire. So that's kind of the issue with that. But fly-by-wire is in almost every plane ever. It's just a flight computer that's being used. So all I did was I added that. And now I'm changing up the interior. I'm adding a HUD, which is where the person can see what they're shooting at and everything. and I start changing the size of all of the gauges. Now I do this just to make sure that there's enough space for every single feature that I want in the pilot's view. I add a mirror so the pilot can see where their co-pilot is, and I add 3 lights which make it look like buttons, like there's buttons under that mirror, just making it look nicer. Now I start going on a test flight, making sure everything's fine, and having a little bit of fun. It's very fast, very cool, and you can see all of these turns. It's making these high G maneuvers, and just how good it is in almost every single way. I mean, I'd say it's not the perfect plane, but it's very, very good. So then we can, then you see I'm adding like a tachometer. I don't really know what it's for, but I add it anyways. So I start working on the co-pilot's flight controls and everything, their gauges, and I put that on the main pilot's seat. Now I make all of these gauges smaller so we have enough room to fit them in, and it makes it look nice. Now I'm starting to change the coloring. Now the coloring, I will change it later and you'll see. So right now it's a red. It's not really the nicest color ever. Very weird. It's an odd color to pick for the plane, I'd say. Because this isn't a stunt plane, this is a fighter plane. So I start editing the color of the windows just to make sure it looks nice. But this is the weird thing. The window and the red paint does not look nice. So I just changed the color of the plane to blue. Now from here I start adding the gun, and I make a indent in the plane. I haven't done this with any other planes yet, so this is my first plane ever doing this in. So I make it so it kind of looks like the plane, the gun is more in place. It looks like it belongs there, instead of it's just like put there as a last minute resort as a gun. So I add the ammunition and make sure it looks all nice. Make sure it doesn't affect the center of mass too much. And this is the reason why I move the drop tanks onto the wings. You're gonna see here that I add a drop tank onto a hard point, and it's very odd looking. It's kind of hard to make sure it doesn't scratch the ground. So I make sure it's small, doesn't affect the center of mass too much. But you can see what's scratching? The fuel tank. Well, the drop tank. I think that's exactly what it's called. So it's fine. It just kind of looks a bit odd, and I don't want it to always be, even have the possibility of scratching the ground. So I changed it up even a bit more, and it fits pretty nice. But I'm just like, why not? And I just add them to the wings, so they could even be swapped out with weaponry, if ever necessary. Now what happens here is I go on a little test ride, a little joyride, and I'm going to see you in the game, and I'm going to show you through all of the features. Alright, here we are. So, while it's loading, you're going to see, let's go to it, high maneuver plane, and we can see the plane. So first up, we can see the thrust vectoring engine right here, and this is what I was talking about. This was the canards to the plane. So basically, these add more, what's it called? Like more maneuverability. And the way I got this design, I don't know if there's any planes with canards and the elevators in the back, but what I do know is that in the game that I play, there is a plane where there's an elevator and a canard. So that's where I got the inspiration to control surfaces in the front and the back. And then here we are in the cockpit. So we can see in the person in the co-pilot's seat, we can see a speaker, we can see AOA indicator, angle of attack. We can see 2 screens, a mirror, and a whole bunch of gauges. Now in the pilot's seat, we have the HUD. We have the little angle thing. I don't really know the name of it. Altitude indicator, AOA, whole bunch of gauges, compass, weird buttons. Oh, actually, I should move this over here because that's where the buttons were interfering. A speaker, okay, and a mirror. So let's load into the game and to the fly, and yeah. So it's a very, very fast plane. I mean, I don't know if it goes speed of sound. I don't think it does. But we're gonna just go really fast. So here we have the plane, and you can see the afterburning engines. Oh, what did I do? Alright, now it's better. So we can take off pretty easily. And you can see, let's get a bit of altitude so I can show you that this thing is pretty crazy. So if I'm pitching up, these will aim down like how normal elevators work, but these will aim up, because this is supposed to do the opposite of this. Since this is since the canards are in the front of the plane, they're trying to push up, and since the elevators are in the back of the plane, they're pushing down. And that's just like how you rotate something. It'll make it so the thing will turn. If it's turning up, then it's gonna go, the front's gonna go up and the back's gonna go down. Here's our intake, and here are the two drop tanks. So the drop tanks are already empty, so we could just drop those. And here we have the gun, pretty powerful, and I think it's a 20 caliber, I'm pretty sure. And this is the plane without the fly-by-wire. It's pretty uncontrollable, I think. Oh, okay, so when you disable the fly-by-wire, it doesn't completely disable everything. But yeah, fly-by-wire definitely helps. And then we have the two missiles. So yeah, this is this crazy maneuverable plane. And here's the inside, and we can see our guy in the back. And we're pulling how many G's? A consistent about 9 G's, and now we're going way less. But we were at 9 G's for like 6 seconds, and at Mach's like 7.4. So that's that's pretty crazy, especially just for the engine in general. That's just a really good engine. So we can take this for a landing, and it's pretty nice also. I took the design of like stealth jets and kind of made it like that diamond thing where they have like a sharp piece at the edges, and it's kind of rounder at the bottom and at the top. That's kind of just like a design I kind of took from those planes, more advanced planes, I'd say. Even though I've built like a F-22. Maybe next video can be a video of all the planes that I've built in the past. So this plane is just pretty crazy. I just think it's super powerful. I'm very proud of it. So we can enable fly-by-wire, and we can bring our gears out about now, I'd say. Mainly because it's a video game and we're not getting destruction. Well, there's not destruction by speed, I don't think. I think you can do that, but I haven't done that with this plane, so yeah. I haven't really done that with any plane. So maybe in the future I could do that. Alright, gotta do the yaw using the rudder. And we can just about now land. Alright, and we have touchdown. Oh, no, we do not want to make the wing touchdown. Alright, so there we have it. That's this high maneuver plane I've made. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm very proud of this plane. I hope you thought it was cool. And yeah, I'd say it's pretty epic.